You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Mike Lodge. Glad you joined me. It's a rainy, cloudy day here in Los Angeles or Burbank, California. I'm kind of mystified by the weather pattern that we've had throughout the winter and also the springtime now of so much rain. And I'm not going to complain because we need the rain here in Southern California. So it's amazing to me that we get rain in clouds and everything, because in the past, California just has not had anything. We have been kind of left dry and high. That's why we had this emergency weather situation over the last few years. But this year, we have tons of rain. Hills are green, looks like Hawaii. Very beautiful. This morning, I hear that Democrats are trying to get to the president's tax returns once again. Now, I want you to know that this is really an issue that you and I should all be worried about. If Congress has the ability to get to your tax return, my tax return, the president's tax return, through court order, or through a order to the Internal Revenue Service, which they are trying to do. They're trying to use this law that is way back in the maybe page 500 of the tax books, I don't know. But they're trying to get to his tax returns. Why? Well, at this point, it's just pure political nonsense. Now, if a client of mine is under audit, I give them very special instruction. Do not talk to anyone. Do not talk to your mom about it. Do not talk to the press about it. Do not talk to your brother about it. Do not talk about this audit that's going on. The IRS monitors everything that you do. They even have this algorithm that goes out into social media, and they pull data from your social media pages if you are under audit, because if they see that you're spending more money or saying something about certain things that are not true or in compliance, they can get you on that. Well, the same thing happens when the president is under audit. And he's been under audit for a long time. You do not ever display your tax returns. You do not try to explain your tax returns. You do not talk about your tax returns. Because that's what the Internal Revenue Service wants you to do. They want you to slip up. And that's what the Democrats want also. They want him to slip up. So you do not ever, and I'm talking to you, eye to eyeball, okay? If you're under audit, you do not speak to anybody except your tax attorney or the accountant that's representing you. You cannot state things that may be construed by the Internal Revenue Service or even by corrupt politicians trying to take you down. You just don't talk about it. By the way, there's no law in Congress, in the congressional books or in the Constitution that says that a president has to release his tax returns. There's nothing. It's only a common courtesy that these politicians do. And the president is within his right not releasing the tax returns. There's no law that forces him to do so. Nothing. He files financial statements. I forget what they're called. I've done them for politicians in other countries where they've had assets in the United States and have had to, I want to call it a statement of information, a statement of financial affairs, something like that. But in the Congress, they have to do it. They have to list out all their assets and what businesses they own and what kind of industry they're in, and in other words, they provide their financial statements and their assets. The president has done the same thing. But he doesn't have to release his tax returns, and nor should he. At this point, we have politicians that want to make political points. And I'm afraid that the Internal Revenue Service, if they comply with Congress on this, then they put you and my tax returns at risk. Is there other individuals within the government that can ask the Internal Revenue Service to pull your tax returns just for political hay? That is a big issue that the Internal Revenue Service has got to be. Remember, the Internal Revenue Service has got to be political free. It cannot have ties to political parties or political ideologies. They have to interpret the Constitution that has produced the tax code that you and I have to comply with. That's their full responsibility. And I must say that if members of Congress want to pull his tax returns, they're not going to see anything. All they're going to see is that he owns this company, owns that company. But I do not believe Congress has the right to even ask for his corporate documents. Those are lives all by their own. Once you form a corporation, it's a life all by its own. Now, people want to see his individual tax returns, but again, you're not going to know anything because everything is tied to something else. You're not going to see any ties on his personal tax returns to any foreign government. And that's basically all that you have to submit is your personal tax return, not all the corporations that you have an interest in. So Congress is teetering on a constitutional issue. And yes, when you think about taxation, you also have to understand the rules that the Constitution plays within the structure of taxation and what can and cannot be given. It is a constitutional issue. So I'm mystified and kind of pissed off too at members of Congress who are demanding to see these tax returns and using a loophole to get the IRS to release those documents. I honestly, as a tax practitioner myself, I am concerned. I'm scared because it can be used as a political ploy and not as factual gain. It's very frustrating, isn't it, when you see our government not complying with the wishes of the United States citizens. We asked them to go to work. We did not ask them to play politics. We asked them to go there to fix our roads, to fix our infrastructure, to fix our schools, to fix our military, to fix our national security. That is their job. Their job is not to play politics and try to take down a president. We didn't hire them for that. So here we are again with politicians playing politics and not getting the work done that Americans want to see get done. So what do? Well, we have to be very patient because these politicians are going to make themselves so foolish looking, which they already look already. But when they start messing with the Constitution and with the tax laws and the tax rules, then we have to be very, very careful if they're using it for political gain or even for political destruction of a president. So, as you listen to the news and as you listen to the words that are coming out of the Democrats that are seeking all these documents, they're not working for the American people, they're working for their political party. They're working for the power of that political party, not for the American people. They're not working for you, they're not working for me. They're not doing their jobs as a congressional member that we voted them to do. Instead, they're spending all their time for political power. The gain, the thirst, the drive for political power. That's not what we send them there for. You know that. I know that. So I think it's time that we all send a message to Congress, say, stop it. Stop being stupid and start doing your job. This is absolutely a ridiculous time in our country where we have people who lost an election, people who are angry and still hurt and still bitter, still trying to take down the President of the United States. The only way that you can take down the President is through your vote. That's the only way. But here we have politicians who are trying to do evil and trying to not fulfill their responsibility as a member of Congress, representing you and representing me. It's a stupid world we live in, I tell you. And we've got to do better as citizens of this country, keeping these politicians in check. You see what's happening over in Europe. Britain wanted to leave the EU, and the elite politicians are, you see, hear that phone? That is my fax machine coming in. And the only people faxing in are medical institutions trying to send us drug applications for their patients. And we're an accounting firm. And I call them and I say, stop calling, but they still call. They still send in those drug stuff on patients in violation of HIPAA. So I have an issue here in my office and I'm trying to stop it and they keep sending it. So there goes the fax machine. Anyway, let's get back to this politics. We need to put these politicians in check. And it takes you and it takes me to do it. And that means to write letters or send emails or confront them at city halls. We need to do that because we cannot have the Constitution of the United States put in danger just for the gain of political power. And that goes for both parties, okay? If the Republicans did it or the Democrats are doing it, we can't allow it to be done. So that's it for today. This is my late Political Tuesday. If you have any questions, send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com and I'll be more than happy to talk with you about anything that you want to talk about. I'll talk with you soon. This is Michael Lodge. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.